Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Take Me Home. I'm Wes, and in today's episode we'll be playing our last two games of the regular season against Harlow and Hanwell. And since you were last with us, we've been pushing for first place quite well. In the last episode, where it was Westfield, was it Westfield and Bedfont? I'm sure it was Westfield and Bedfont. No, it wasn't. It was Hertford and Tooting and Mitcham. That was it. We won 4-1 against Hertford, 6-1 against Tooting and Mitcham. We then lost 3-1 away from home against Westfield. We beat Bedfont 1-0, followed that up with a 2-0 away win against Ashford. We then lost 3-0 to Uxbridge, and at this point I thought, we're just going to get playoffs. But we've not lost a game since then. We beat Chertsey 3-2. That was a very close run game. We hammered Waltham Abbey 4-1. Picked up a draw against Staines-Town, who were fighting for promotion with us as well. We then beat South Park 2-0. Beat Northwood 4-0. Then we beat Chipstead 3-1. And Charlfont St Peter 2-1. Despite going down to 10 men. We went 1-0 down, went down to 10 men early in the second half, still managed to come back and win that, so it was a great win for us. We needed a win, and all of that means we are currently top of the Isthmian League Division 1 South Central by 1 point. Marlow have continued to struggle, and we have overtaken them, and going into the last two games of the season, we know that if we win both our games, we will be promoted automatically at the first time of asking. As you can see, Jaffet Matter's made it up to 40 goals in the league so far this season, and he's been absolutely on fire. We have actually had to tie him down to a part-time contract now, where he's earning £150 a week, because there was interest shown in him. So I thought, get him tied down to a contract, and then if anybody wants to come in for him, they've got to pay us money. So that means we would be able to replace Matter with, well, we could replace the whole team with what we could get from Matter. He's top for average rating as well, and James Caton in third for average rating in the league, and Jesus Cruz 11th for third with 11 assists in the league this season. Jaffet Matter so far top for Player of the Match awards. I think he's nailed on for that because he's 5 clear of anybody else with only 2 games left to go. So hopefully if we can win both our games, we are guaranteed a playoff spot. So one way or another, this will either be the last episode of the season, and we'll have a season review episode after that, or we'll have playoffs and a season review after this, depending on how today's episode goes. We did lose a player in between episodes, quite a big name as well. Where's he gone? No, he left the club, didn't he? So yeah, Jamie Reynolds left the club to join Marlow. They stole him from us. They've signed him on a part-time contract, so we can't even try and steal him back again. But to be honest, he didn't play all that well for us. He was very inconsistent. He made 30 appearances, scored 1 goal, 3 assists, an average rating of 6.87. He was a good player, but I just always felt there was something more that he could offer. We also lost Joe Fitzpatrick the day before that as well. Again, he played a fair few games. He actually averaged the same as Reynolds. Obviously in a different position, not as many games as well. He's been out of the side, so I wasn't really bothered about the loss of him. I don't think we've signed any more. We signed Devante McCain from Hythe on the free. He's a 25-year-old English centre-back, like I said, coming from Hythe. Has played for Hanwell in this division before, and Staines-Town. Previously of League Two's Gillingham. So yeah, he's not played yet. He's just someone I brought in as a bit of backup, really. So we'll have a look at the team that's going to be going in against Harlow in the first of today's games. That's not the way it's going to be. We did try an experiment in the last game and it didn't work, so we're going to switch back to our usual lineup. Leacock was suspended, so he's going to be out of the team today. I think he's only a 1 match ban, so he should be back for the next episode. We need to bring... Who's going to play left back? I'm going to bring Patak in, and then we'll push... because Lindley can play left back as well, but you know, I prefer him at right back. We've plenty of left backs. We've got Konchesky, who can come onto the bench for him. So this is the starting 11 for the first of today's games against Harlow Town. We've gone with Bramley in goal, back four of Patak, Wells, Fagan and Lindley, with Abdullah as the defensive midfielder, with Boot and Hall just in front of him, and a front three of Caton, Mata and Cruz. I'm hoping we can get a decent win today, just to make sure it stays in our hands going into the last game of the season, because I always find when we need a win it can be very difficult to get that win, just because of the pressure, because we are a very young squad. I'm going to be... I don't know what to say. I fully expect to keep our run going, not mentioning that we could win the league to the players, because we don't want them getting nervous. But hopefully... Who are Marlow playing today? We'll have a look when that comes back up. First highlight of the game, Abdullah with the ball, plays it forward, long ball forward, trying to find Mata, who's come wide, cutting inside now, gets his shot away, and was that over the bar? From the looks of things, Bracknell have gone ahead in their game because they've pushed Marlow down and they're up to second, but our goal difference is a lot better than anybody else's. That's the one thing we have got going for us. Mata's through on goal. Can he find the net? He can't. It's a one-on-one. Of course he can't. Finds Boot though, who sprays it out wide to Cruz. Finds the cross to Caton at the back post. It's well defended by the Harlow defender. And if we can have a... Oh, I did just see it, but I couldn't pause it in time to read it properly. Harlow are coming at us now. We need to try and win the ball back and break on them. They've played it out to their left-hand side. What can they do from here? Lindley blocks it well. Cruz comes away with the ball, plays the ball forward to Mata, who plays it through in turn to Hall, who's through on goal. Can he have a shot? He forces a save out of the keeper, and we win the corner. It'll be Cruz with the corner. An outswinger. Trying to find Mata at the back post. He's beaten in the air. Hall plays it back in though. Can't really find a Ware shirt. And that's the end of that highlight. Marlow are playing Chipstead. Chipstead are... Where are they? They are 12th, so they've got nothing to play for. Bracknell have gone 1-0 up. And they're playing Barking, who are down to 10 men. So, yeah, Bracknell should win that one. Wells with the ball forward, trying to find Mata now. There's only 17 minutes on the clock. We've had quite a few highlights. Mata trying to find Cruz, I think that was, and he gets headed out to Hall, and what a finish from him. What a thunderous effort from him. And 18 minutes on the clock. It's Harlow Town 0, Ware Town 1. It was a good ball forward. Mata did really well there. Ran to the byline, last minute cross in, trying to find Caton at the back post. No, Cruz at the back post. And the header out just fell nicely for Hall to hit it on the volley. They've not had a shot yet, Harlow. It's been all us. Despite the fact we haven't had a lot of possession, we've had 5 shots, 3 on target, and we're 1-0 up. Mata with the ball now, finding the cross, aiming for Caton, who picks up the loose ball but loses out. And now Harlow are trying to come back at us, but Fagan tidies that up nicely. And Caton with the ball again, can't get the cross in though. Abdullah now to Boot, back to Abdullah. Hall plays it forward. It was a poor ball to Caton, but we get the ball yet again. Boot to Mata to Caton, and I think that hit the post because we've not been given a corner. It was a good effort from Caton. He's been weighing in with some important goals in games where Mata hasn't been scoring, which is rare considering Mata's got to 40 goals this season. That's more than a goal a game because he hasn't scored in any of the cup competitions. And he's going to be crucial to us if we get promoted. Lindley tidies up at the back. Abdullah now with the ball, A weird ball back. Patak has got to run quite a way back to get to that. Harlow putting the pressure on, but it was a poor ball across goal from Patak, but luckily Bramley was alive to it and makes the save. And at half time it is 1-0. So hopefully we can get more of the same. I'm going to tell them to guard against complacency. We just don't want to, at 1-0 we don't want to be pushing our luck too much. But as things stand, we will be 2 points clear at the top of the table. Marlow still drawing 0-0 with Chipstead, and Bracknell still 2-0. Well, they're now 2-0 up against Barking. First highlight of the second half, and it falls to Harlow. We head it semi-clear from the free kick. We need to push them out, try and win the ball back. We're pressuring them nicely. Patak's getting himself sent off. Yeah, it was a reckless tackle from behind, but he seemed to get the ball. So I don't know. What we're going to do here. I think what we're going to do is we're going to swap Boot and Abdullah around, and then we're going to take Boot off and bring on Konchesky, and we're going to just have him as a full back on defend rather than a wing back. We're going to drop Linley back as a wing back, as a full back on defend. Just go a bit more, be a bit more defensive, and make sure that we don't concede. In fact, I'm going to have Abdullah as the ball winning midfielder there, because I think, yeah, we are due to make some changes actually. Matter not playing at all well. He's going to come off, and we're going to bring on John Fox, who hasn't scored since he scored his first goal for the club. He's only been making sub appearances, but not scored again yet. Linley picking up a yellow card there. We need to be careful. Oh, and it was a thunderous effort from their midfielder. And yeah, it's 1-1 now. Which isn't good. And we're down to 10 men. I think we need to, I'm going to tell them to get creative. And we need to win this, because as things stand, Bracknell will push ahead of us on goal difference, which would mean we would need to go into the last game of the season. Now Marlow are ahead. Oh, right, we need to make some changes. We've only got 4 minutes left. Marlow have gone ahead in their game. As things stand, we'll be pushed down to 3rd place, meaning that even if we win our last game of the season, it might not be enough. And I've taken our biggest goal threat off the pitch. I'm going to bring off Cruz because he's not been playing well. I'm going to push everybody up. I'd rather just push everybody up and try and grab a win than defend and hold out for the draw, because a draw's no good to us. And we need to go very attacking. 87 minutes on the clock. We've got another highlight, and it's Abdullah with the ball who loses out, and now Harlow are going to come back at us. We've only got 10 men on the field. This is where we're going to probably lose it, but luckily they hit the post, and we concede the corner. Another highlight straight from that corner. We need to get the head away, and we did, luckily. 5 minutes of added time. Fagan with the free kick, plays it forward. Can't find a Ware Town shirt, but now Harlow are coming back at us. Abdullah with the tackle, really good tackle from him, but we still haven't got possession, and they're through, and that's 2-1 to Harlow, and we didn't want that at all. We're now 2-1 down with 10 men. We're into stoppage time, and all we can hope for is to try and salvage a draw, but we're not going to get it. We've played the 5 minutes of added time, and it's Harlow with the highlight again, narrowly avoiding another goal there. But I think this is going to be it. I think it's going to be a big ask now to hope that Marlow and Bracknell lose their last game of the season. I'm disappointed. We should have been winning that game, and I'm going to say it just wasn't good enough. We could have won the league in this episode. We still could, but we've just made it ever so much harder for ourselves. I mean, Mata just didn't turn up today. Only a 6.3 today. He's averaged 8.3 over the season, but he just couldn't. He's just so inconsistent. If he doesn't score, he has an awful rating. Patak's banned for 2 matches, so we won't see him for the rest of the season. We might see him into the playoffs if we get that far. And I mean, if we look at our schedule, we've got to play Hanwell on the last game of the season. Who have Marlow and Bracknell got to play? Marlow, and hopefully they're playing each other. They're playing FC Romania, who are 7th, and Bracknell playing Hertford. So we're going to have our work cut out to try and win the league now. I mean, we're 2 points behind Marlow now, with 1 game to go. So we need Marlow to lose. If they draw and we win, then we should win on goal difference. But then if Bracknell win, Bracknell will win the league. So yeah, we need results to go our way now. We'll come back when we're ready for the last game of the season. Okay, so just 2 changes for the last game of the season against Hanwell. Konchesky comes in for the suspended Patak, and Leacock is back from suspension, so he replaces Fagan, who drops to the bench. Other than that, it's the same side that lost the last game, but it's the side that we've been mostly playing with for the last, for the most of the run-in, that we've been actually winning games. I'm hoping that Mata can grab us a couple of goals in this game and give us our best chance of actually winning the league. I'll be so disappointed. We weren't tipped to win the league this year. We were second favourites. You know, if we do finish second or third, we're basically finishing where the press thought we were going to finish. But the board are only expecting a mid-table finish this season. So we've overperformed for what the board wanted. But, I mean, I wanted to go up. I wanted to win the league. We could still go up through the playoffs, but it'd be so deflating, especially for the players, to have the potential of winning the league and then having to go through the playoffs, and we could end up crashing out the playoffs. So, but hopefully that won't be the case. Hall with the ball, plays it forward, trying to find Mata. He's through on goal, and he scores. That's his 41st goal of the season, puts us 1-0 up 5 minutes in. That is exactly what we needed after the last game. And that does, as things stand, put us up to first. Obviously, long way to go yet. We're still keeping an eye on the Marlow game against FC Romania and the Bracknell game against Hertford. We're hoping our local rivals can do us a favour, but Marlow have gone 1-0 up against FC Romania. In fact, I'm going to put the latest scores, where's the latest scores there, on the screen so we can keep an eye on them even during the highlights. I completely missed what happened in that highlight because I was too busy fiddling around with the latest results. But we'll keep them up so we can keep an eye on it. I'm hoping FC Romania can get back into it. Hertford have gone 1-0 up against Bracknell, which is good. So we just need FC Romania to equalise, and we will win the league as things stand. We've got the ball back. Hall with the ball forward again to Mata, who's through on goal yet again. Can he get his second of the game? He can't. But the rebound falls to James Boot, and he puts us 2-0 up. That was really good from us. It was another good ball forward from Hall, trying to find Mata. Almost a carbon copy of the first time. But Mata couldn't get it past the keeper, but it was lucky that it fell to Boot, and he had pretty much an open goal to aim at. That's his 4th of the season. Still, Marlow are still ahead. Hertford are still ahead. Marlow have now gone 2-0 up, so I think second is going to be all we can manage this season. But we are still in the first half. Boot with the ball, trying to find Cruz out on the wing. Plays it into Milo Hall, who hit it first time. He could have taken a touch and placed the finish a bit better, but you know, he didn't realise he had so much time. It was a good ball in from Konchesky from the free kick. Got another free kick now. Cruz with the free kick. That was a good attempt. Decent save from the keeper. But we win the corner. Caton with the corner now. Trying to find Mata, but he can't get there. Struggles to beat the defenders. Wells played it back to Caton, who was offside. We need FC Romania to really do us a favour. We've got in at half time 2-0 up, and I don't really care about the result from this game at the minute unless Marlow slip to. They're 3-0 up now, so yeah, I think that's it for the season. We're gonna finish second. We have just conceded, and Hanwell make it 2-1. It's irrelevant now because we're finishing in the playoffs no matter what. Marlow aren't going to slip from a 3-0 lead at home, so we're basically just, this game means nothing now. But I mean, winning this game is good because then it means we'll be in high spirits going into the playoffs. But you know, it still doesn't take away from the fact that we were top going into this episode, and we did just throw it away against Harlow. I mean, considering how poor a start to the season we had, we did well to even get into the playoffs, let alone be pushing for automatic promotion. Bracknell have now equalised against Hertford, so we could even finish third. Oh no, if Bracknell go ahead, we'll finish third. But as things stand, we're still in second place. Nearly an hour gone now. Konchesky with the ball. Plays it to Wells, who finds Caton, and Caton loses out. And what we don't want is Hanwell to equalise. Konchesky now to Caton. Boot back to Konchesky, passing it around nicely. Konchesky nearly losing out, but he wins it back, but then loses out once again, and they play a ball over the top, and Bramley with the save, and Linley does well to stop us from conceding the corner. But the highlights ended. We've had 15 shots so far. We've had 3 clear-cut chances, 2 half chances, to their 1 clear-cut chance and 3 half chances. So it's been pretty even so far. I'm going to make some substitutions just to try and see the game out. We're going to bring Cadogan on for Caton, who isn't playing particularly well. We'll give Matt Richards a go at defensive midfield, bring Abdullah off for him. We'll save the last sub in case we need to make a time-wasting substitution. Hertford have gone 2-1 up against Bracknell, so we look good for second place at the moment. Marlow still 3-0 up against FC Romania, so yeah, Bracknell have just equalised. It's back and forth in that game. What we don't want is Hertford losing that, really. Hanwell came forward, but didn't really trouble the keeper with their shot. It was more of a cross, I think. Cruz with the ball to Linley. Now to Leacock, playing his ball forward to Mata, who's through on goal and makes it 3-1. 2 from him today, 2 goals and assists, 42 for the season. What an amazing goal return from an amazing player. I'm so glad we managed to tie him down to a part-time contract, because there's going to be a lot of clubs sniffing around him, especially in the Vanarama National League North and South. If I was them and saw that there was a player a couple of leagues below that was scoring 40 odd goals, I'd be picking him up as cheap as possible. Bramley with a good save there, keeping it at 3-1. I'm going to make the last change now. We're going to give matter is standing ovation coming off. Bring John Fox on just to see out the game, give him the last 5 minutes. Bramley with a goal kick, taking his time like he should, running the clock down. Long ball forward, looking for Fox, who loses out, but Boot picks it up. Cadogan playing it through to Hall, who's through on goal, forces the save out of the keeper. Marlow now 4-0 up against FC Romania, so yeah, they're definitely not coming back from that with only a few minutes left. I think Wells is going to... No, I thought he was going to get himself sent off there, but not even a booking. And Hanwell are coming forward, and that was a poor shot from them, really. They've not really troubled us too much today. I mean, they've scored a goal, but, you know, it wasn't really... They've never really looked like a team that was going to beat us. We have played incredibly well, especially the second half of this season. Just seeing out the last few minutes, maybe Cruz can grab another. It was a good header, but couldn't get it past the keeper. Some long highlights in this game, especially this one. This one's gone on for quite a while, which makes me think it's going to end in a goal. Hall with the ball to Fox. He's got Boot ahead of him, slides it through nicely, but Boot can't get his shot past the defender. Cruz with the cross, trying to find Cadogan at the back post, who squares it to Hall, and he gets number 4, his 7th of the season. It was a good assist from Kieran Cadogan there. Cruz with the initial cross to find him, and he squared it nicely for Hall, and it was a good finish from the young midfielder. We've got 4 minutes of added time, and they're still giving us highlights. I don't see... What's the point? Just run the clock down, and you know, I mean, why are they even attacking? They're not gonna score 3 goals. Bracknell and Hertford looks like it's finished 2-2, and Marlow have finished 4-0 up. So 2nd place for us, which means playoffs. I'm gonna say I'm happy with the way they've played because they did well. We had a good game, much better performance in the second game to the first. But unfortunately, it is just the playoffs for us to get promotion now. So what we'll do is we will come back for the playoffs. We'll see all the playoff games. I think there's a quarter-final, a semi-final, and a final. So we will see. We'll see the quarter-final in the next episode. If we get through to the semi-final, then we'll see that in the same episode. And then, should we get to the final, that will be in a separate episode, and we'll do the season review at the end of the playoff final. Or if we lose in the quarter-final, then we'll do it in that video. If you like that, make sure you please leave a big thumbs up for me. Subscribe to the channel to make sure you stay up to date with all my Football Manager content and other content when I start making when I start live streaming my GTA online. And remember, just like and share the videos. It helps get the channel noticed. And thank you very much for watching.